just some basics to start. So if this is my start gate, you'll see some crazy starts where people are like, oh, and it's a waste of time.
That was awesome.
I've seen it.
So good.
Look what you've done it before.
On your breakout, the things to avoid: wasting time, shooting straight down the field, and kneeling. Shooting straight down the field. If I go like this and I shoot straight, my paintball is gonna fall 20 feet before the back center.
Okay,
Oh, you mean
I didn't know what you meant by that. I was like, I
Elevated.
really wanna shoot straight down the
Elevated.
field.
elevate the
Right?
barrel?
So if I'm a back center dude, when I break out, I'm coming high. And if I see my lane high, I'm gonna bring it down. Because I wanna hit the dude running. Because right here, he's gonna be standing, not diving into the center of the field typically. So for guys breaking out, and break out on the same side. If I'm shooting right, I'm breaking out right. If I'm shooting left, same thing. I'm not gonna come across. This is a waste of my time, and I'm gonna hit my other back center dude with my barrel. I need a speed feed.
Wait, well, say with that being said, and we can go over this, let's say, especially with the teams. I don't say not so much now, but we can get out there. I don't know how big the start boxes are. But to jump in that kind of like off subject a little bit, when you start, so Greg's gonna be over here and shooting. Greg's gonna shoot left. Okay. You should never ever have. If I'm shooting right and he's shooting left, I should never be facing this way. Greg should never be facing me. You're always gonna have your backs to each other. Okay. And never ever you want to see each other. We have to pull your guns. That's just bad.
Across, yeah.
So your backs are always to each other, right? And keep in mind, we're going to do these things. You've got a couple other teammates, so when you talk about game plays, right? The gameplay could just be setting up right in the box. Right? So if you guys can't get organized before the game starts, and knowing where people go and how to get to your spots, it's going to be chaos. I mean, you see teams running out there, 5 seconds before the horn's going to go off. Sometimes they know what they're going to do, sometimes they don't. But say if you can get that down, exactly. So it's like a muscle memory. It's just you know, like, okay, if I'm in the back center, this is how I'm going to shoot. If I'm running to the corner, this is how I'm going to do it. And everyone's got a different style for how they do things, but generally that falls into repetition, and you build that up, and you don't even have to ask about it, right? It just happens, and that's one of the best things that, man. So you work on running and shooting, and you consistently run and shoot people. It is one of the best fucking things. It's just great.
One more thing on the back center, guys, before we go to the corners. For the back center, when I stand back to back with Nick, I'm not going to stand. So if we were going to go 3, 2, 1, go, I'm not going to stand next to him. The bunker's too small. And you see guys stand on either side of it. You have to use it, right? You got to hide.
So
you got to stack.
We're going to know who's going in first and who's going in second.
And that's chosen based on where you're shooting.
And so a secret for Houston Heat, I don't know if it's really a secret, but the guy that's going to play the back center is the guy that's going to go in tight, right? Because the guy that's going to stay deep is going to have a better chance of filling out either way.
You say kneeling just because you have to like lower your body and then take more time.
Well, it depends on the bunker.
True, but on the same route, like even if it's a fairly small bunker, I'm gonna stay as high as I can because I want my ball to travel. As soon as I give it this, I'm gonna shoot low.
And if
I'm gonna shoot along the
watch
barrel.
how lanes go, right? You can watch people when they start to go down. Where does their barrel go, right? As you start to play differently. If you're gonna pick one lane here and then you switch, watch where that barrel travels. Generally, it's like you can start out high. Granted, especially with the field's length and the PSP being longer and the MPPL being longer than that as well. But you watch where the barrel is, and then as people start to crouch down and shoot towards the corner, the gun will drop. It's
Exactly.
it happens to almost everybody, right?
It's just balance. Your body compensating for switching.
Exactly. And it's like, and you want to be lined up with your barrel, you want to look. But it's like war, man. You always want the high ground. You always want wide, you always want high. So if I can shoot down on somebody, I'm going to win. You know what it's like to lay on your belly in a snake and have a dude standing over you like this. You're not going to win. So with that said, any questions on as far as that back center breakout? Everything pretty solid?
You're just talking back center. Right?
I'm just talking, the two dudes in the center.
Yeah, I mean, we could sit here, I know I could sit here and talk all day about that kind of, I mean, if we can put a bunker here, there's so many different things you can talk about how to, off the break, how close do you get to the bunker, how much you're going to cut off, how much you see, right? Just the tighter you get, the more of the field you cut off in front of your face. If you can learn how to sit farther off of it, so when that one guy goes out, if you recognize the second guy doesn't come out, where do you bring your lane back to? I mean, oh boy.
So we'll keep cruising through, and as you guys come up with questions, let us know. As far as breaking out to the side, the running and gunning, this is what we're really here to talk about, is I'm going to line out on the outermost part of this gate. I do not want to be in here and trying to loop around people or trying to swing my gun around something before I go. Same thing. You don't waste time. You only have 5 seconds to get to your bunker. So when I break out, if let's say I'm going left, just like everyone is, the one thing I don't do is start with my gun away from my shoulder, because I have the good chance of missing when I come back, or shaking, or hitting my armpit and being stuck. And now my running and gunning is just slowing me down. It's not actually helping me. So when I break out, my gun is pushed. I have bruises on my shoulders. I push that into my gun. And wherever I typically hold my gun, I move it up an inch, because I need the leverage over my loader that's trying to carry me in either direction.
You make it more party.
Exactly. I want this to flow wherever my shoulders go. So with that, when I break, everything's tight, my hand's high up on my gun. So when I turn, again, starting high, and I run and shoot all the way to the bunker. If I stop 5 feet before the bunker, that's exactly where the back center guy is shooting. And you see people all the time go like this, and then get shot right here before their first bunker. You have to run and shoot the whole way until you hit the ground inside. Even if the end of that lane is terrible, at least there's paint going back at the guy to keep him in. Because he does the same thing you do. He turns all the way in, so you have no target. You have to run and shoot the whole way. Another part of that is, you see guys running and shooting to the corner? Again, shooting straight on, right? The guy in front of me is not gonna hit me. The back center guy is gonna hit me, which means by the time I get out to my corner, my gun's across my body, shooting back at the back center guy, because the barrel's traveling with me, the paint's traveling with me as I run downfield. So straight on, it's gonna be 10 feet off to the side. I need to turn my gun in and across my body to hit it back at the back center. Hit me.
Something to say. Get something to say.
And of course, we're talking more. With that being said, if you guys say you walk the field, right, you go out there, but find a point of reference. It's going to be harder out here because there's no bunkers.
3-1.
But if you watch,
Spinning target.
like if you ever watch us, like Houston Heat, if you watch us walk the field, you take note of it. What we'll do is when we see, like, if we know that the right Dorito can put a really good lane on the snake corner. So if someone's gonna run and shoot to the snake corner, they want to try and bring their gun back in to shoot that guy. You find a point of reference, be a tower, a tree, a mark in the netting, right? A bunker, the height, the PSP, or any sponsor logos on bunkers work really well. You'll see guys go over there, put some paint on their finger, and put a mark on the bunker, right? Because we know just from gauging it that if I shoot, I put my paint right there, that ball's gonna come right through and probably hit that guy. No, that's not cheating. That's part of the game, man. I mean,
Then some refs like, oh, what's this?
well, like that happens sometimes. But like, it's easy to do. It's easy to do with a pole, right? You can walk over and you can, with these poles be on the netting. Granted, I don't shoot the crap out of the pole, but you can put a ball and shoot that pole right there, and you know that okay, if I aim this high, and this is where you do this through doing drills. I put my paint that high. That's where I have to shoot. As you start to come out and you want to compensate your gun, you find the part in any one of the bunkers. A big thing that we use is where the red and the blue come together, the seams. You know, if you put your paint right through there, if you can aim at that paint should come through and hit that guy as he goes out that way, or if he's in that bunker. And granted, running and shooting, if you hit somebody is great, but what you're more trying to do is just put that person in, cause them to flinch to help their safety get somewhere else. And else do the same thing. Right? If you get the kill, awesome. Like, sweet.
Life is good.
But you're using your gun as a bunker to help you get where you need to go. Okay.
I got one last thing. Body orientation. When you take off, just it's a pet peeve of mine. When people take off and they're facing the corner trying to shoot like this, dude, I can't even see Jimmy right now. It's terrible. So when I go to my bunker, first of all, I don't look at it. I know that if I run a fairly straight line, I'm gonna make it. I don't have to check to make sure the non-moving bunker's still there. I need to check to make sure the bad guy's still there. So when I take off, I'm sprinting this way with my body oriented this way. So my both shoulders are facing Jimmy, my knees are facing my bunker. So that way I still have full sprint, but I can like isolate my upper half so that I'm nice and steady. But with that said, anything else, Nick?
Yeah. The final thing, I guess for me, is that when and this goes for all the drills, okay? When you run and shoot, right, when you go to a bunker, of course everyone wants to do it at like full speed, right? But this isn't a race, okay? You're trying to hit a target. So when people tend to go from 0 to 60, that's when they start getting sloppy, right? That's when their gun starts going all over the place. Like, if you have to, start out slow, okay? It's where you work on the basics. When teammates help each other out. Hey, I noticed when you ran and shot, like you dropped your elbow. So focus on the top half of you being tight and move slowly. You can consistently hit the target. Okay, move your feet faster. You start tripping over yourself. Say, hey, you ever learn how to walk? Okay, now work on walking better. But just keep that in mind when it comes to anything. We start doing snap shooting, you want to do it as quickly as possible, but if you do it as like supersonic speed and you can't hit a damn thing, then what was the point? Right? You want to build those things together. So speed and accuracy, that's not going to happen like all at once by doing it super fast. Okay, start out slow, work on the fundamentals of it, you know?
Any
Where's your
questions?
gun? Where's this?
Nick hit that spot on. It's like you get your accuracy first, and then you slowly build into the speed. I mean, focus 100% on the accuracy, and then slowly build in that speed, especially with this drill.
And sometimes some people can do it. They can work on their speed better than they can, you know. Something works better for some people going quickly, works for some people better going the other way. You just have to feel it out. You know, like everyone's different. Everyone's got a little bit of a different style. You know, is there really a super right way and a super wrong way? Yeah, there's definitely a wrong